Hello. I have, I've found myself here. I'm at that point of just trying to get stuff sorted on my computer. Can you hear me? Let me know if you can hear me okay, and I shall just get the chat up on the screen at the size that I can see, because otherwise I can't chat with you, because if I can't see it, yeah, it's that thing where I just need the chat to be a bit larger than it comes up on my laptop. So hello. It is the first live chat I've done for 3 weeks, and it's also the last live chat I'm going to do on YouTube until the autumn. So it's not my last ever, just the last one till the autumn. So let's say hello to Small Garden Escape. Annie's here. Hi. Linda. Hello. Louise. Susan. Ecocentric Homestead. Hello. Hi Ray. Hi Dave. That's the Joe Allotment, Mayhem Fennick, Half Acre Dreams, hi, and Laura's here, Green Raven, and Mimsy's Garden, Evil Spartacus, hello, hello, Papa Truck, Prepsteader. I am so pleased I've said hello to you, because the last couple of times you've dropped by, I've missed saying hello to you, so apologies for those. Hiya Chrissy, hi Steve. Yeah, just popped in to say hello. Too busy planting to stay long. Well, I suspect that's the case for a lot of people today. Sandra's here. Jane's here. Hi. Steve Plumvine. Hi, Steve. Thank you for the email. Rev Haynes is here. Turret's here. Johnny's here. And Richard and Paul are here. Hiya. And Joe's here. So yeah, I have decided that talking to my family, i.e. my daughter and my grandchildren, they have said they'd like to see a bit more of me. So for the summer months, I'm going to take the time off from live chatting and spend a bit more time with them. And just like everybody else, it's getting really hectic out in the garden now. And because I'm not just producing for our family anymore, but for other families as well, with veg boxes, I really need to be on the ball. So Nicola's joined us. Hi Nicola. Tracy's here from Belgium. Brian's Jersey Garden. Hello, welcome. Oh, that's from New Jersey, not from Jersey here, Jersey. And Steve is saying hello to everyone that I know. Yeah, that's the thing, is we know lots of people online, don't we? It has been an amazing week. So for anybody who doesn't know, this week is National Gardening Week in the UK, and Erica and I cobbled together a collaboration which we've been talking about since, I don't know, January or February or something. It feels like we've been talking about it forever. It's been a very long time for me waiting to hear from the RHS what the theme of the National Gardening Week was going to be before I could tell everybody. But this week, almost 50 channels, not quite, but almost 50 channels have created a video in celebration of National Gardening Week. So thank you so much for joining in. What an amazing collaboration. And I left a comment on Vivi's. I replied to one of Vivi's comments earlier on and said to her, I will need to think of something for autumn. Pretty much as I was typing it, I have ideas for a nice big collab for all of us in autumn. So I will get together with somebody and organise that. We're also joined by Wild and Wonderful. Benny's here from Norway. North London Allotments here. Hi. Green Raven's saying the collab videos have been great. Some people have made some amazing videos. It's been really lovely. And some of the reasons that people have given for growing their own food have had me laughing, they've had me crying, some of them have been really touching. So if you haven't managed to work your way through all of that playlist, it really is worth having a look through. Brenda's here. William, hi William. Kelly's Kitchen Gardens here. Hi. So yeah, it's been a nice week. It's been a lovely week to watch for watching other people's videos. It's a good job because I've been a bit lacking in producing my own this week. Tracy's saying we'll miss the live chats, but a great decision for you. Yeah, Tracy, you know, I haven't seen my grandchildren. Well, no, they came over on Boxing Day and I've seen them once since then. And that's obviously not purely because the live chat stopped me, but Sunday is the best day for seeing the grandchildren. And if I'm here in front of the computer, then obviously I'm not doing that. My daughter has a policy of no social media for her children, so she would rather that they weren't on film. So if they're here, obviously I have to film around them, or anyway. So I'm going to spend a bit of time with my grandchildren because you're only 3 once. I want to spend a bit more time with the smallest ones, and then as the weather gets cooler and all we're doing is harvesting. All we're doing is harvesting. I will start doing live chats again, and I might even get the camera over there and actually be harvesting, sorting out the harvest while I'm chatting. That would be a really good use of time. Spencer's here. Hi Spencer, thank you for joining us. And Health Enthusiast is here and says, how many grandchildren do I have? So I've got two grandsons. They are 7 and 3. Have I got that right? I think I've got that right. 7 and 3. Yeah, one of them's nearly 8, so coming up to the older one's birthday. So 2 grandchildren, 2 children. My daughter has both the boys. So, and William's saying, how do young chickens do? Young chickens are doing really well. So we ended up with 14 of them, and they were an Australorp male over, Australorp light Sussex, a buff Sussex, a Jersey Giant, and a couple of undisclosed, not quite sure what they are, girls. But it's really obvious the ones that are Australorps are very, very obviously pure Australorp. Well, half of them, so 6 girls and a boy, have gone off to live with Saron in West Wales, and you can follow their progress on her blog, which is Sow, Grow and Cook, and SOW, sow as in plant sowing, Sow, Grow and Cook, and she's also on Facebook and Instagram and all those other things, so you can see how those babies are doing. And our last hatch was of ducklings, and we ended up with 4.5 ducklings. Okay, so we had 5 ducklings, but one of them is miniature. I have absolutely no idea why. She's complete he. It is completely healthy. It is just half the size of the others. So I will keep an eye and make sure that she's healthy. Yeah. Can I just ask that you don't do self-promotion during this live chat? I will give you some time at the end to do a bit of promoting of your own channels, but if you don't mind actually keeping the conversation to what we're talking about between us, and not talk about your own channel at the moment. Thank you. So North London, yeah, mini duckling. Yeah, she is really sweet. I'm calling it she. It could be anything, but the 4 of them are probably as tall as my hand here, and she's about this tall. So she's literally about half the size. Thumbelina sounds like a great name for a miniature. I think it'll just be Mini or something. It's just, and we try not to name them. Try not to name them, particularly if there's something not 100% with them. So who else is here? So I can see someone's saying hello to Two Wild Onions. So hopefully Two Wild Onions are here. Hello. Tony Stevens is here. Hi. And I'm pretty sure I have missed out saying hello to somebody else. And if I have missed you out, I'm really sorry. Tell me off. Tell me off. Two Wild Onions saying, are they for meat? The girls will join the flock, and then the oldest girls will go to freezer camp. So we keep around 8 or 9 ducks. And the reason we're keeping 8 or 9 is that's what lives comfortably in the duck house that we've got. I would really like a much bigger duck house so we could keep more ducks, but you know, 8 or 9 works. And then the boys in that group will go to freezer camp. Except we might keep one. We haven't quite determined that yet. So. Now I can't say your name, so I'm just going to sound Dawood. Is that Aziz? Dawood Aziz. I've said it wrong. Which one of those is wrong? It says, hi, found out about your channel from Home Gardens. Lovely channel. Thank you very much and welcome. Laura at Green Raven bought 8 chicks on a whim, 10 cents each. You don't know where you're putting them. Yeah, I think that's what happens. I think that is what happens with chickens, isn't it? Anna says, do I still have Big White? Yes, we still have Big White. So Big White was destined for freezer camp. And then I decided I just couldn't do that yet. so Big White is in with, we now only have 1 flock of birds. I've put them all in together. So he is looking after all of those girls. And eventually I will have to do the deed, but I'm just not ready for it yet. Tracy said she made a huge jar of pickled eggs last week. Are they spiced or just ordinary vinegar, plain vinegar? William's saying, so I have to go. It's Sunday dinner time. It is. We eat just before the live chat, so there's this race to eat and clean my teeth before a live chat. Ecocentric homesteads, what's the recommended floor space per duck? Well, what I've read is that it's something like 1.5 foot in each direction, so 18 inches in each direction per bird for their sleeping quarters. So this isn't for them to be living outside, but for sleeping quarters. So that house is 6 foot by 3 foot, which in theory would house 12. Well, we have, you know, Aylesbury's are big birds, and just once you get more than 9, it's obvious that it's a squash in there. They have plenty of space to move around when there's 9 of them. So yeah, that's where I'm leaving it. So let's see who else would. Spencer's saying you're getting chickens soon and some more pigs. Nice. Dojo Allotment saying my baby's called Coco, Doris, Pearl and Lola. Oh. Emily's here. Hi Emily. Hi, how are you? Thank you for your message earlier on. Nani's here. Nini. I'm being rubbish with people's names today. Sorry. Hello, my chicks are doing well. 19 is still alive. Brilliant. Tracy, so I asked her about the pickled eggs that she made. She says they're spiced with garlic, onions, peppercorn, white and apple cider. Nice. Lizzie's here from Cardiff. Hiya, how are you? Weather's not up to much, is it, here in South Wales? It's a bit, it was lovely. First thing this morning, it was quite windy, but it was really blue skies, and I was thinking, yeah, it's going to be a nice day. And then it clouded over and it's been getting gradually colder. So Steve says he uses old pickled beetroot juice for pickled eggs so that you get red eggs. Nice. And 3000% are here. Hello Ellie, how are you? Health enthusiast says, how's Monty? Fully healed now. He is. So I'm just looking to see if he's around. He is fully healed. Back to his old self, racing around the garden and fighting with next door's cats again. So he's obviously, is feeling better. A Turd says, hopefully we'll be hatching out 7 chickens on. So we hope to get hatching out 7 chickens on Thursday. Good luck with that. Hope that goes okay. Sandra is saying she had a pet duck as a teenager. It was great for grabbing insects, and you'd love to get another. They are absolutely superb for getting insects and slugs and snails and things. Kelly's Kitchen Garden saying, Steve, I've never eaten a pickled egg. So she's talking to Digwell Greenfingers. I haven't had a pickled egg since I was pregnant with my son. 30, how old is he? I think he's 35. So probably 36 years since I had a pickled egg. And it was one of those things, that thing that women get cravings when they're pregnant. I had a craving for vinegar, so pickled eggs, pickled onions, chips with vinegar on them. I couldn't walk past a chip shop without going in and buying pickled onions. I must have been grim to live with. Steve Plumwine is saying the temperature's down to freezing again here in France, and that was you sowing tomatoes yesterday. Yeah, it was nippy. Last night we lit a fire. It was mighty chilly. Kilted Gardener is here. Good afternoon. Hi Robert, how are you? Thank you for joining us. Sorry, I'm just reading Emily's comment. We have a disabled Roo. We're going to build him a wheelchair because he's a lovely bird. I'll chat with you about that a bit later on. I'm not going to pass comment right now. Anyway, Small Garden Escape has also not had a pickled egg before, so Dave's saying he remembers seeing them in a fish and chip shop. Yeah, there is that thing. They used to always have like a jar of pickles up on the top of the counter, didn't they? And Nick's Allotment Diaries here. Hiya Nick, how are you? Thank you for joining me. So Half Acre Haven says they're having glitches on the internet, so they're heading off. Thank you for joining me. Thank you. I know it's difficult when the internet is being intermittent. Papa Truck Prepsteller says pickled quail's eggs are great. Well, they're just bite sized then, aren't they? So I'm scanning with lots of discussions about pickles. So I think we've done a welcome. And so everybody who has joined me since the beginning, so that includes Kevin, who's just arrived. Hi Kevin. Is to let you know that this will be my last live chat until autumn. I'm just having a break for the rest of the spring and summer, and then back in the autumn with the live chats again. And what I might do is I might do an extra video on a Sunday, because I can create that and schedule it during lunch today. Mr. Joe and I were having a discussion about how the English language has been devalued, I think might be the best word. Perhaps I won't say the word that we used at lunchtime. And how people use much longer words than they need to, and then use much shorter words than they should. And my pet hate is the word utilise, because I just, every time I hear someone say it, I just shout use, the words use. And somebody at my previous job used to say, I'll diaryize it. Rather than to say I'll put it in the diary, or I'll schedule it, or schedule it. And so anyway, our discussion was, is the word schedule or schedule? how should it be pronounced? So if you think it's schedule, write SK in the comment. If you think it's schedule, write SCH. Because we don't, well, we couldn't actually decide which it was supposed to be. So schedule. Thank you. See, I say schedule. Lots of schedules, yes. Yeah, I think both are fine. What I was saying is that I thought maybe if you're going to actually, that schedule was the verb, so that's what you will do. But if you're looking on your piece of paper, that's a schedule. You know, so maybe that, anyway, I think it's just one of those words that people don't know how to say. Yeah, ecocentric homestead, school is pronounced sk. Yes. Hi Rodney, thank you for joining us. Lazy Acre Homestead, Jen Flowers is here. And I think I've just missed somebody else. Debs is here. Hi. Deb's got your message with your address to send you those things I need to send you. So Jamella's here. And there is somebody else who is here, and I missed it. Oh, Jonas is here. Hi. So yeah, so that whole conversation about how you say things was quite interesting at lunch. It was, you know, one of those conversations that you have. Jenny's here. Hi, Jenny. 3000% is saying the internet blends language. Yes, it does. It does blend it. I still find the word utilise really difficult. So my apologies if you use utilise on a regular basis. You'll just have to know every time you use it, you can just imagine me going crazy. No, not hospitalise. We're not going to go down the eyes route. Oh dear. Yes, there just seem to be so many words that are things that are nouns that people now make a verb. So yeah. Health enthusiast, it says, yeah, for me, the use of the words like, totally, and the F word all the time and annoying. Yes, there are moments when all of those are appropriate, but I don't think they are in a video most of the time. Rocky's saying you've never heard it said that way. Which way? Which have you never heard said that way? So, Carol's here. Dreary day here. Doesn't stop the weeds growing or me pulling them. Still using the sunscreen on overcast days. Good job. Just watching this live stream before heading out to the weed patch. I've got a huge weed patch outside, and I'm looking beyond the weeds now at the things that are growing and just thinking how lovely those are, and just managing to do a mental block of the weeds that are now knee high or waist high. So Linda's here. Hi Linda. Monster Guns here. That's Michael, I think. Hello. And Rodney says, a work colleague uses the word absolutely in every sentence. I go through phases of using words over and over again, and it's only when I'm editing a video I realise how often I've said one word in a 10 actually I haven't said that. If I've got a 10-minute video, I've probably talked at the camera for an hour to try and put something cohesive together. But yes, it does make me realise how often I repeat some words. Becky's here. Hi, Becky. Nicola says she hates it when people talk about the journey that they're on. They've been on. Very overused. Yes, I use it too. It's literally pouring rain here. Yeah. It's literally cats and dogs. No. Lainey's here. Hello. Oh, I missed your message. I'm going to have to go back and have a look. And at the end of this, I'll go back and read through all the messages and I will reply to that one because that was an interesting one about spiders, I think. Yes, awesome being overused. Oh, look, there's lots of words we overuse. I'm probably guilty of nearly all of those. Hi, Lois. How are you? Oh, the conversation's going really quickly now. Lainey says, anyone have any suggestions how to convince someone to go away without poison? Well, the answer is you need to weed, pull the weeds up before they go to seed, and then hopefully they won't be there next year. Yes, they will. But after 7 years, in theory, after 7 to maybe 20 years, as long as you've got rid of all of the weeds before they go to seed, you should have fewer weeds. And the other thing, of course, is to mulch like mad, which you can't do on a gravel driveway. So we are just trying to pull them up. What I might do is I might repeat the video that I put out about 18 months ago. Tom over at Whistle Thicket had said to me he couldn't believe how weed free my homestead was. So I made a video showing him just how weed free it really is. So I might go back and do that again. Hi Chris, how are you? Thank you for joining me. So that's ACS is here. Acres of Clay is saying, surprised how often you repeat the same words. Yes, yes. Michael says, how long for onion sets and potatoes to break the surface? Onion sets not very long. Potatoes, I think they're usually broken the surface within about 3 weeks. Onion sets probably, yeah, the same, I would guess. Kelly's saying she's got a gravel yard and despises weeding it, but I still do it by hand. Yeah, so we've got that, you know, big gravel yard, and luckily that's not my job to weed it because Mr. J has taken that on board. Can you hear my chair? It's very squeaky. I wonder if the... I'm just wondering if the screws on it are coming undone. It's very loose. And let's have a look because I've just seen Kate's here. Hi Kate, good morning. Oh, sorry to read you had a bad night. I hope you are feeling improved today. Figs, Pigs and Feathers, I think that's Joe is here. Steffi's here. Wow, we've got an almost full house. This is amazing. Ecocentric Homestead saying you can't keep dandelions away, seeds can blow for miles. Absolutely. Michael's saying it might be time for a new chair. It might be. I could just have the one next to me. I think it's time we tightened up all the fixings on it. I think. Yeah. So lots of thumbs. Oh yes, there we go. I've just said, oh, lots of thumbs up. There we go. I am not even looking to see what the thumbs up count is. So at the moment, as I'm looking at it, there are 63 people watching, 34 thumbs up. So if you would like to give me a thumbs up, that would be absolutely wonderful. If you need to give me a thumbs down, you can do that too. I won't be offended much. No, I won't be. It's it's absolutely fine. Let's have a little look. And Lindsay's here. That's my little bit of peace. I can hear the ducks going quack, 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 really loudly quacking outside. That means that there is one of the local cats is visiting. I've learnt now this sounds like what sounds like a desperate plea for help is actually them just announcing that there's a cat around. So Jeremy Smith's here. Hi Jeremy, how are you? And Brandon's Outdoor Adventures have joined us. Brenda says, my stepmother always picked and ate dandelion greens and made jelly from the flowers. I thought last week I might pick a load of dandelions and make some either jelly or wine, and then I blinked and they all turned into seeds and blew away. So we'll be having plenty of dandelions next year. Plenty. And Steve Digwell Greenfingers is saying, right, Liz, I had a crafty strongbow with you. I've got to go now, and the leeks won't plant themselves. Have a good afternoon. Valerie's here. Good morning from Michigan. Good morning. How are you? And right, Lazy Acres. Jen is saying, you love my hair, it's so shiny. Can I say this without being weird because I'm a hairdresser? It's shiny because I've got a skylight window just there, so I am bathed in light from there, and that would be the only reason it's shiny. When it's dull, it's because I've just washed it. If it's very shiny, it's because it probably needs washing. You can see that. You can see the light on my nose as well. It's just. But thank you for the compliment. So Ecocentric Homestead says I tried early dandelion greens yesterday. They were bitter. That would be my experience of dandelions. Whenever I tried eating them, I found them incredibly bitter. They're not something that I. There's no part of a dandelion that I actually enjoy eating, and lots of people keep trying to convert me, and it's just like, nah, nope, they don't do it for me. So let's have a little look. Small Garden Escape saying cup of tea. Has everybody else got a cup of tea except for Steve, who had a can of Strongbow? Bitterness is a healing property of dandelion greens. Well, I didn't know that. I think I'll have to remain unhealed because I don't find them palatable at all. My chickens love them. Yeah, my chickens love dandelions too. North London allotment says, I think us modern people have sweeter tastes. Yes. Or the other thing is that we have more access to more other varieties of food, and therefore we don't need to eat dandelions in the way that you might have done many moons ago. 3000% says no, they haven't got a cup of tea, but they're about to make one. Great idea. Mine's nearly cold now. I'm wondering if Mr. J's going to appear in a second and I can try and persuade him to make a cup of tea while I'm chatting, or I could make a cup of tea while he's chatting. So, Nicola's saying, "Where's my Byther Farm mug?" But you're going to find it. Okay. I even washed it up. In preparation for the live chat. So, here we go. I know most of you have seen this mug before, but yeah. So this is my representation of Byther Farm. But the chickens on it they're pictures of Elvis the chicken. And the ducks are Mr. Drake, and I just took the photos and made silhouettes to put on there. So Nicola's saying she uses hers all the time, and Nicola, you just have to be really careful because I don't know whether I've scratched the inside of it with the spoon or not, but mine's actually, can you see it's got the dark ring on the inside of it? It's already stained. I'm not alone. I'm not alone.
It's stained because you drink tea, and tea stains things.
Yes.
That'll confuse you.
Yes, that will confuse me. I also won't be able to hear you, so...
Pardon?
Can you move my tea out of the way a minute, darling? I'm just going to move, I'm going to move everything over so that he is included. There we go. Everyone's saying yay, Mr. J. I'm pleased to see you. So, and Dolly's here. Hiya, Dolly. Hiya. And Conscious Living Homestead is here as well. I was just talking about...
Yes, I was just saying you drink tea and that stains things.
well, I'm sure your coffee stains things
Not
as
to
well,
the same degree.
eventually.
The tannins in the tea tend to taint the...
Tend to taint.
Tend to taint the
I
things
have
more.
been talking to people about our conversation we had at lunchtime about schedule and
Right.
utilise. And
Use.
then, yes, use. And then, hospitalise was mentioned.
Yeah, that's
No, still not. It's
Well,
just-
no, it depends, doesn't it, on the situation.
No,
Okay.
it doesn't. We're still not going to do hospitalised.
Well, I don't want to be hospitalised either. But,
No. Thank you. Oh, I've got a mat.
well, you can have another mat.
Thank you. So what else do I want to talk about?
I don't know what else do you want to talk about.
See, that it all goes to rack and ruin.
So you go, I turn up and you'll go.
I'm sure somebody else has. I've just seen someone else come in and say hello, and I didn't spot it. Oh no, I've
So
just
if we've missed
that.
you, sorry.
Yeah, so if we've missed you, sorry. So the other thing I wanted to say was back at the beginning of June. Hey,
Last
look,
year.
Look, you're like ghostly pale. I think you might need to move forward
No,
so you're not.
I'm quite happy
You've
being a
been
ghostly
pale.
beard.
Okay, so back in the beginning of June last year, I started my homestead harvest, and so at the end of May this year, I'll do a full count of everything I've harvested, and I will put it in a video. So there'll be one in the first week of June that will have everything that I've harvested in the year, and yeah, because I'm just thinking I've done the homestead harvest like, for most of the year, so I'm not just going to leave you hanging with that one. I will actually do it as a video. We'll actually do that as a video. Lily Angel says, "Hi Liz, I have 2 female geese who are laying and they've started plucking each other's feathers out. Do they need a gander to solve this?" No, I don't think so. I think they'll get along fine. I don't know, because I haven't got any geese. But anybody who has geese, do you need to have a gander with them or not?
You need to have a gander at them occasionally to make sure they're all right.
Ha ha ha.
Dolly wants to know why this is the last live chat of the season.
Yes, I'm just taking the rest of the spring and summer off so that I can concentrate on the garden and also spend some more time with my grandchildren.
Summertime being a great time to see the grandkids.
Yes. Well, yeah, my daughter's just saying, "Can you come over and see me?" And yeah, and the grandchildren want to see me, so I'm just going to do that. So, Ray's Dorset Allotment says, "Is there a meaning for the name Byther Farm?"
Yeah.
Yes.
It's the old Hindu Norse things, isn't it? Scandinavian.
No, it's we were trying to think of a name.
And we were getting very clever with it. We came up with these things in multiple languages, none of which we could pronounce.
Yeah. So I had thought about something like Raspberry Homestead, but in Welsh, and then I thought, well, no one's going to search for a name in Welsh, and anyway. So we kind of said, well, let's name it after something we're close to.
We're by this and we're by that.
Yeah, so we're by the river.
And we're by the road, and we're by the river, and we're by the other farms. And
yeah, so we just became Byther Farm, and we put an R on the end of it to
make it sound like you come from the West Country, my dear. Byther.
yes, because we're very close to Bristol, which is quite West Country accent. So we just put an R on it, so it became Byther Farm. Laura says, "Can I plant seeds that I just removed from the squash?" I think you can. Wash as much gunk off them as you can. Wash as much of the squash off them as you can, and put them in the ground and see. So, Steffi says she got her hoodie and loves it. Brilliant. What colour did you get, Steffi? Yellow Labrador's here. Hi, just come in from the garden. It's very cold out there. We had a frost last night. We had a frost warning, but I don't think it materialised.
No, it's because we've got the fire on.
But there's no sign of a frost out in the garden when I went out this morning.
No, it did feel like it was going to last night, but I think it might have swerved away.
Yeah. A little bit of peace says Blythe means joyous and kind.
Mm.
Yeah, except it's not Blythe. It's Bythe. It hasn't got an L in it. So it is literally Byther.
Byther.
Steve says gunk is an acceptable word, better than hospitalise. Yeah. Carol saying, haha, now I can purchase merch. Byther it's part of the vernacular here in the south. So yeah, so I'm over here by the yeah. It was just one of those.
I mean, round here, obviously, you say, you know, it's by here.
Yeah.
Are you by there?
No, I'm by here. Yeah. So, let's put it. Mary has joined us. Hello, Mary. Saying it's too golden dark to do any gardening right now. It's 11:21 Aussie time.
And it's Labour Day for you tomorrow, isn't it?
What, in Australia?
Australia, it's public holiday tomorrow.
What's it? It's for us, isn't
I
it?
know, but that's the May Day, which is the same thing, actually.
Have you got a public holiday tomorrow in America?
Australia.
No, it was a question.
Oh, sorry.
Do you have a public day?
Public day holiday.
Public holiday in America tomorrow. So, and Frank Burns is here too. Hi Frank, how are you doing? Julie's here saying another Aussie. Hi Mary. We've got quite a lot of Aussies joining us today. Not quite a lot of people from Australia. Well, I guess if they've got a holiday.
Yeah. In the morning.
So no holiday in America tomorrow. I wonder how many. Can does somebody know? And please could you tell me how many public holidays you have in a year in America? Because we have 8, don't we?
Yes. Unless you're in Scotland, well, they have 9. I think they might have 10 in Northern Ireland.
Northern Ireland. Well, how jolly sensible.
I think we should have 12. I think we should have 1 every month.
Or 1 a week.
No, that's going a bit too far. I only work a 4-day week as it is.
Well, I know, but you don't ever work on a Monday, so you don't get those.
Really get the benefit, do I?
No. So Susan's saying 10, she thinks. There we go. Okay. Spencer's saying my grandparents' farm is called Plantation Farm, and they called the bus stop nearby the same thing. Yeah. So.
I don't think this will ever be a landmark.
No. Sandra
we have other landmarks.
Sandra's saying she thinks it's 6 bank holidays, public holidays. Nicola's saying they have 8 to 10, depending on what state you live in Australia. David's here. I let my lettuce plants flower and set seed. They're now appearing in my garden with no effort on my part. I did that. Do you remember when those dark, like oak leaf shaped lettuces, they went to seed with really pretty yellow flowers. I shook the seeds everywhere. And then we just had oak leaf lettuces appearing all over the place. No, you don't remember, do you?
Nope.
Never mind.
I wasn't.
We did. Do you know what I'm doing? The other thing I'm doing next weekend, I am going up to the Malvern Spring Show.
Oh yes, so you are.
I said, did you know that?
I do remember you talking about it. What you have just witnessed, dear gentle viewer, is the effect of cold tea on Liz Zorab. The effect of cold tea on Liz Zorab is to cause her to run away, pulling faces and trying to find, spitting it out. which is 12 days in 12 days off in France. Yeah, that's the way to do it. But you only have is it a 30-hour working week maximum, or is it 35? I can't remember.
I don't know. That sounds jolly civilised too.
Yeah. David's got sunflowers and cucumbers appearing, and the snail garden escape's going to make a brew. And to see if he's got any biscuits.
Right, sorry about the noise from the microwave. Microwave tea is probably the most disgusting tea there is, but I'm doing it anyway.
Sandra's saying that some holidays aren't observed by businesses but are by schools. This is very true here as well. I mean, a lot of the retail outlets, they're open 24/7, except on the days they're not allowed to, which is Christmas Day, Boxing Day and Easter Monday. That's it. The rest of the year they can Sundays they have to observe certain hours, but that's it.
Keep it by the gallon in the fridge.
It's a different sort of thing.
Yeah, I think different sort of thing. Mine's got milk in it. I can't believe you're microwaving
No,
tea.
I can't.
No, I can't. And I'll pull a face about it saying it's disgusting. Robert's saying, did you ever plant those potatoes in the bread box? Not yet.
They're still in the bread box where she planted them.
What are you doing? Oh, you've gone to get them. My now lukewarm. No, they are still in the bread box. We could have a look to see what they look like. Would you like to pass the bread box over, darling? There is very real chance I'll squeal. I wouldn't take the lid off. I'm not going to. Because, and the other thing is they'll be giving off horrible gases by now, so we want to make sure we don't breathe them in. Put it down. You don't want to breathe in the smell of the bread box. So for those of you who don't know, I put some potatoes in this bread box last July, something like that. They were supposed to be being eaten, and I forgot all about them. And then one day I moved the bread box and thought, oh, what's in there? So they're still here. Perhaps what I need to do is just take this out and fill this up with compost.
Yeah, because you're not going to put bread in it again, are you?
I'm not going to put in bread in again. Ooh, let's put the lid on. They're stinky. There we go. So,
it's lead lined, we're alright.
Potato monster lives. So, yeah, I think people say it's a piece of art. Yes. So I think I could actually just pour some compost, some potting compost in the top of that and allow that to go. The only problem with it is that there's no holes in the base of that container.
Well, that we know of.
That we know
I think
of.
it'll be burrowing out by now.
So, oh, we scared Nick off with those potatoes. You've got to go now. Thanks for dropping by, Nick. And thank you for joining in with the collab earlier in the week. So I'm going to say it again. I'm going to talk about that again for a minute. What I talked about at the beginning. It's National Gardening Week. It's the very tail end of National Gardening Week here in the UK. And back in January or February, I started talking about doing a collaboration. And it took forever to get the exact title from the RHS to know what the theme of the week was going to be. But this week there have been around 50 videos put out by UK gardening channels. It's been an incredible collaboration. So on my channel, on Erica's channel, and on a couple of other channels as well, there is a playlist of all those videos, and I'm still adding them as I find them. So Walnut Tree Homestead. Hi Anne, how are you? Spencer's video will be out for the National Gardening Week in a few hours, so I'll add that to the playlist when that happens. It was a really good collaboration. People made amazing videos. It's been really nice. So Nicola's saying it's National New Gardening Week. Well, in Australia, we have a new Nude Gardening, National Nude Gardening Day, which was yesterday. And I think most people felt it was a bit nippy to be joining in. It was a bit cold. And some of us are just party poopers, weren't going to do that. So,
Can't say I noticed anyone doing any nude gardening on my rounds yesterday.
thank goodness for that. So,
Yeah, I had a young impressionable person with me, they might have been shocked.
Are you allowed to wear safety boots, nude gardening? Absolutely. I noticed people wearing, a couple of people had scarves and headbands and hats and things on. So, you want to jump up again?
I'm going to plug you in. Plug you into the main to get an instant perm.
Thank you. But you have to press that for that.
Oh, do I?
Yes.
Oh, I didn't No, keep telling me these things, I don't forget.
So Brenda's saying, how's the problem you were having with YouTube going?
On.
Goes on and on and on and on. So it's now been, where are we, 6 months?
Uh-huh.
6 months since I was demonetised. Nothing has changed. So still as it was, demonetised with no
Prospect.
that's the word, thank you, that I can tell. So Dave's saying, when could you expect a new gardening video upload? Never from here.
Well, I don't know. We could show some patches of bare earth. That'd be a nude garden.
Oh, it would, wouldn't it? It would. It would indeed. So, let's see what else we've got to my list of things here. Oh, right, I know what I was going to say. So, having said twice that I'm stopping live chats on a regular basis, I will do an occasional live chat just as an ad hoc if we're out and about somewhere and there's something amazing to share.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. And I will also do live chats on Patreon with patrons. I've done a couple of those and they've been really nice. It's been a very, very small group of us chatting away. It's been like a really nice, just small conversation. It's been like having a coffee morning, like the good old-fashioned coffee mornings. Okay.
What, with that stuff that makes you smile?
What, gin?
No. Yeah, I know you used to drink gin in your coffee mornings. Whole school used to talk about that.
And Evelyn's joined us. Hi, thank you for joining us. And Greta's Garden's here as well. Right, how is this tea? Oh,
Tepid.
it's not tepid. Well, the cup's hot, if nothing else. It's hang on, it's hot. I'm going to burn myself now, aren't I? You know what it's that microwave hot. What is it about microwave stuff? It's volcanic
nuclear
hot,
powered
isn't
tea.
it? It is like it is, isn't it?
Yeah, no wonder it glows in the dark.
It's it's volcanic hot. It seems to go kind of, it's either tepid or too hot. Anyway, I'm still in the molecules are still vibrating. I can't hear them. So, Small Garden Escape saying back with a brew, but not a biscuit in the house.
Oh.
There are loads of biscuits in this house. All with gluten and or nuts in them. What was that? Ha 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 ha. Are you yawning or laughing? You're laughing, aren't you? Annie says, can anyone become a patron? Do you have to be invited? No, anybody can become a patron. I'm sure there are links anywhere.
There's certainly links on the main page.
Yes, and I'm sure that Kate, if we smile nicely at Kate, she'll pop up a link to Patreon. So no, anybody can become a patron, and so on Patreon I do different videos to the ones that you see on YouTube, and it's kind of
behind the scenes things.
We get behind the scenes things. We get kind of my thoughts and planning. We get
There was one behind the scenes video I thought I'm really glad you didn't put up. That's that one when you filmed behind the camera. So I was looking at the back of the camera looking at you.
Yeah, wasn't terribly interesting, that
No.
was it? So, 3,000% says I have no biscuits. I'm trying to lose weight. I buy fan of tortillas. We don't even have those, do we?
No.
I've got some rice cakes in the house.
Rice cakes in the house. Sorry, it sounded like something to do with like a club night or something.
I don't know. Laura's saying, I wonder why YouTube doesn't notify patrons of videos, only email. Because they're not sent to public, they're set to private, just so that only patrons can see them. So that will be something to do with those settings. I might see if I can.
Don't know that. I don't think you'll be able to get YouTube to give any notification.
Well, I don't get YouTube to do much at the moment. Sorry, YouTube. We don't mean to be rude about you. I've just been having a tough time with you recently. Rice cakes, Marmite ones? No, I can't eat Marmites because it's got gluten in it. So it's just very plain rice cakes.
Well, I've been lightly salted.
They are lightly salted. They're not terribly interesting though. And they're certainly not. They're not something you'd want to dunk in a cup of tea. Oh, they were mush. You just have this kind of like gelatinous, goopy gunk. Yeah. Right. ACS Chris says, have you had any surprises in the garden this year? Plants or birds or animals?
Yeah.
I did yesterday. I texted you when you were at work.
Did, yeah.
Didn't I was going backwards and forwards from the food forest entrance to the polytunnel with bags of stuff yesterday. And on about my third trip, I just heard this journey. Not tripping up.
No.
My third
Traverse.
Yes. I heard this splashing around in the wildlife pond. That's a very glamorous name for that murky space. But it was a wild duck. And it just kind of tried to it didn't do a very good takeoff actually. It wasn't.
Well, it's not a lot of space for it to get a good run up.
No, it wasn't, so it kind of did this. But yes, it was quite a reasonable sized duck, which was nice. I don't think we've had any. I don't think I've had any plant surprises yet. So
I'm just looking at. You can get a colour substitute to Marmite from the health food shop. It's only one problem. Well, I don't even know where our nearest health food shop would be. Probably in the nearest city, which is about 15 miles away. I don't think there's one in the big town. There certainly isn't one in the little town.
No. Benny's saying, how's it going in Polytunnel? Are you pleased with it? It's all good, thank you. Hopefully on Monday, or Tuesday probably by now.
Because it's a bank holiday on Monday.
This week coming, there will be a review video. So I've filmed it, I've edited it, and I've uploaded it. So there will be a review video of the polytunnel, of what I think of it.
What do you think of it so far?
Yeah, of what I think of it so far, of any issues I've had with it, that sort of thing. So that will be this week, and we're still having a conversation about biscuits here. Right, Robert is saying I like McVitie's caramels. No, that's the digestive biscuit with the extra
with
bit of
caramel and chocolate.
Yeah, no, I'm not very keen on those.
I see. I don't know what it is, but when it comes to biscuits, I'm very often very, very happy with the supermarket owned brands, which taste every bit as good and they're a third of the price.
And my favourite used to be rich tea biscuits, didn't they? So really plain, a really plain dry biscuit. Small Golden Escape saying all biscuits should be dunked, yes, but not rice cakes.
I'm not trying to necessarily agree with that. I mean, for example...
Oh, those pink wafer biscuits. Ugh. No,
Jaffa cakes shouldn't be dunked.
Oh,
I wouldn't. don't think not hobnobs, bourbons should be dumped either. Bourbons you have to split, eat the cream in the middle, and then just eat the 2 biscuits either side.
Keep talking a minute.
Yeah, certainly. So yes, other biscuits. What other biscuits are not dunkable? Tunnock's tea cakes.
Okay, perhaps you don't know what a Tunnock's tea cake is. Tunnock's tea cake is a little dome that is covered in chocolate, and it's got biscuit at the bottom, almost like a digestive type biscuit at the bottom, and then some of them have a bit of jam,
Yeah,
and then marshmallow over the top, covered with this covered with chocolate things, and they are lovely.
And Tunnock's wafers I wouldn't dunk either, the ones with the caramel in the middle and chocolate on
Oh
the
no,
outside.
those see, they're nice. They're like they become like Belgian waffles then, don't they?
But, you know,
We're having a food discussion here. Let's have a look. Thanks, Kate. Okay, so Dave's saying, your favourite. Which biscuit is your favourite? Tunnock's tea cakes. Perhaps we shouldn't be advertising, but somebody's tea cakes.
Oh, garden surprise this morning. Opened the front door, found myself eye level with a hawk 15 feet away.
Wow. Oh, that's a good garden surprise, isn't it?
As long as it then didn't come in rapid direction in 15 feet in your face, then you're fine.
Spencer, you're asking about when I'm going to finish my live chat. I don't know. It's my last one until autumn, and I'm just going to chat until we've had enough. So I would just plough on with yours as you would normally do. Brian, Jersey Garden, so he's in New Jersey. So there's something similar state called Malamars.
That sounds
That sounds familiar.
And there are some very nice. Do have some very nice biscuits that we brought some. What were they called? Girl Scout cookies recently, weren't we? Well,
Hey.
you weren't. I was.
I didn't see those.
When your brother came over from the first of your brother visits from America this year.
Did you bring some over?
Yeah.
Oh.
But I had peanuts and things, so you couldn't have eaten them anyway.
Oh yeah.
They were a bit like.
Oh, I
Reese's
know
peanut
what I
butter.
thought. I thought they had a lot of packaging on them.
Oh, they had an awful lot of packaging. Yeah.
That's what I thought. I thought they had a huge amount of packaging on. So, oh look, it started.
Mm.
They're here.
Yeah.
Those friends that like to arrive have appeared. Must be 3 o'clock.
Yeah. Oh, tiny peaches appearing on dwarf trees.
I went and had a look to see what we had. I couldn't see any.
Yep.
Yeah, but I don't think I could see them last year until
No.
they were a reasonable size.
No, I think you're right.
Right, Roshni says custard cream's yuck. I'm with you on that one.
I'm not a great fan. Occasionally, a custard cream or two is quite nice, but literally it's 1 or 2, and I can't eat more than that because they suddenly get very sweet.
They are very sweet, and the actual biscuit is. I find the biscuit very dry as well. So.
See, I'm a big fan of the plain chocolate digestive. Much prefer the plain to the milk.
Oh, do you realise we're going to have to go and buy biscuits? Okay, we're not going to buy biscuits because
I've got biscuits.
he's got biscuits, and as you know, or as you have probably know, because I have whittled on about it numerous times, I am now on a diet, and I have been on a weight loss diet since between Christmas and New Year, and it's likely to go on until
Christmas and New Year.
somewhere between Christmas and New Year. And part of that is because, well, partly because I just wanted to lose weight, but I've got a target now.
Mm-hmm.
I have a target date because Erica is getting married between Christmas and New Year, and I want to not feel fat and blobby. It doesn't matter what I look like, but I don't want to feel fat and blobby at her wedding. So. And she's arrived, she's here, so she's just heard me say that. I think she knows. I have talked to her about that. So we're still having a good conversation about biscuits here. So thank you for your comments about how I look, but yeah, so I'm just going to get back to where I feel as good as I did when I met Mr. J here, which wasn't all that long ago. It's only
7, 8 years.
7 years ago.
Just over 7
yeah.
years ago. Is that all? Oh my goodness. A full head of hair and no beard in those days, you know. See what she's done to me.
Well, you didn't have a full head of hair, but you certainly had no beard, did you?
I did have a beard.
What, when I first met
No.
you? I thought you had side bit. Oh.
No, I had a beard. It just wasn't quite as strokable.
Wasn't quite as long as it is
Yeah,
now.
it wasn't quite as. Are you sure? I'm quite
No,
sure about
we're
this
at that
now.
point now where you can hang little decorations on it. We'll get the Christmas beard decorations out for you. So. Oh yes, I remember it well. Who's that?
Well, it's a little bit no, Mr. Bond. I expect you to.
Oh, you see, now I'm thinking Clement Freud. With those, not with the minced morsels.
Henry's minced morsels.
Okay, we're really showing our age now. So, I don't know whether you remember, if you are, some of you may be of an age to remember, a dog food called Commercial, yes. So, David's asking how's Monty. Monty is absolutely fine.
He's gone into summer mode now.
He has, but the antibiotics and painkillers did the trick.
Mhm.
And it took probably took 4 days for him to look okay,
Yeah.
and a week, and he was back to himself, careering around and just being silly again, really. So he's back to following me around the garden.
In fact,
all
if
the
you're a
time.
patron and you look at Liz's latest Patreon video, you will
Oh.
see him being daft.
Yeah, he
There's a
decided
nice little
he
daft Monty moment.
yes, Monty playing the polytunnel. So, Annie says, what fruit or veg are you most looking forward to this year? Strawberries.
Strawberries,
Strawberries.
raspberries,
Strawberries.
strawberries, apricots, strawberries,
Strawberries.
parsnips and strawberries, and asparagus
I
and
think we're
strawberries.
kind of missing the strawberries. I've just taken the last of last year's strawberries out of the freezer in the barn and brought them through to be used, and that was a sad moment. But it's only about 3 weeks till the next ones are ready, so so it won't be too long. Audrey says, hello Audrey. Is Monty named after Monty Don? No, not that we know of. Monty,
Is Monty Don named after Monty? That's the
well,
question.
possibly. Monty already had his name when we got him. He was a rescue cat, and he was rescued not because he was having a horrid life or anything, but actually because his previous owners died, and so him and his sister needed a new home. So Monty and Tabitha came to live with us.
Strawberry wine, yes, Steve. Plum wine, there will be strawberry wine, I'm sure.
And there's going to be more blackberry wine because when I was getting the strawberries out of the freezer, I found a huge carrier bag full of blackberries. When I say full, there's about 22 pounds of blackberries in there, which was...
Okay, Nicola, sleep well.
Thanks, Nicola.
Sweet
Thanks for
dreams.
joining in. Kate's saying perhaps you should plant some strawberries in this.
That'd be a good idea if you want to eat any, yeah. We have got some wild ones though.
We have
Wild
got some-
alpine strawberries.
I know, but
And
you
what happened
need...
to the pine berries?
Oh, they're still out the back.
Oh, right.
They're still there. They're just struggling on. They need to go into the ground. Ray says, can I ask what Mr. J stands for?
Oh, I stand for all sorts of things. I stand on my principles.
No, your names. Okay. A bit of an easy explanation here. Long-winded, but easy. So, I call Mr. J by his first name, and all of his family call him by his middle name because that's the tradition in your
Particular branch of
your family. But his surname is Jennings, and so it's easiest to call him Mr. J than to use two different first names and interchange them, so it doesn't confuse our friends, our friends, or our family,
and especially
me. So we I just call him Mr. J here, but it's basically the J stands for Jennings in his surname. So yeah, that was easy then, wasn't it? That was easier than I thought it was actually to explain that. I thought that was going to be really complicated. Rodney says, please make a video on how to make fruit wine. So there is a video on how to make plum wine. There's one on how to make rosehip wine. And the plum wine one will apply to any other fruit as well.
Hip like a rock star, huh? Well, thank you very much. That's taking me back into my younger days, you know.
Hip like a rock star?
Like a
well,
rock star.
nowadays, usually it's mostly hip replacements.
Some of the ones we've seen recently, yes. Quite possibly.
My sons share my first name, and we call them all by their middle name. There you go.
Uh-huh.
It's all quite simple.
If this will work.
Oh, dearie me.
Sorry, just this is in response to the hip like a rock star comment. It's a fair few years ago now, as you can probably tell. It was about 3 weeks ago last Thursday.
Did Chrissy know you then?
Yeah. Chrissy's known me since before I was, tall. Well, I had squeaky voices and things.
Okay, so ooh, is that a?
Was that a great kit? Yes, it was. It wasn't mine. It was a band's night in 1986 or 1987. I think in 1986. And so it was one kick between all the bands. So
God,
my
Mr.
singles.
J, you're a dark horse.
No, that was George Harrison. That was his record label.
What was by the car called that when you got there? No, we named it. So actually we answered that question a little bit earlier on. No, it was just called the house number when we moved here. But I wanted to name it for the purposes of writing my blog, which I wrote for a year before I started doing the videos. So
no videos of the band. We were pre-video.
yeah.
If anyone was videoing it, they would have had sort of like 3 cameras, and they would have taken 4 or 5 people. I mean, this was the 1980s. We didn't have portable things. Goodness me.
Do you know what we haven't talked about?
What's that?
We haven't talked about going out on Monday night.
We went out on Monday night.
I don't think we need to share photos. I think you can just regale people.
We went to the St David's Hall in Cardiff for the first of 5 concerts being performed in the United Kingdom by the band Nick Mason's Saucer Full of Secrets, and it was chuffing wonderful.
You better explain who Nick Mason
Nick Mason is the drummer of Pink Floyd, 75 years old, just been made a CBE, and if you're in Europe, they are playing dates in July. Check it out. I think it's saucerfullofsecrets.com. But it's all Pink Floyd. Saucerfullofsecrets.com. It's all Pink Floyd material that they're performing, but it's all pre-Dark Side of the Moon. So it's from 65 to 73, 72. And they did some stuff that Floyd never ever performed live, like See Emily Play, because they couldn't, and Point Me at the Sky, which was their last single before Another Brick in the Wall Part 2 came out, well, at least here in the UK. So yeah, some really interesting stuff, and they were having fun. The bass player is the guy that's been playing bass in Pink Floyd and with David Gilmour since 1987, a guy called Guy Pratt. We've got Martin Kemp from Spandau Ballet on guitar and vocals, and surprisingly really good.
He's got a really good voice.
Lee Harris, who was in Ian Jury's Blockheads, on guitar.
Thank you for joining us, Robert.
And I've forgotten the name of the keyboard player. Mea culpa. That's not his name, that's me. So yeah, really good. And I suspect there'll be a DVD at some point as well.
That'd be nice. Do onion seedlings have to be hardened off? Yes. I've got to say, I've never grown them from seed. I've only ever grown them from onion sets. From
Cheerio,
small bulbs.
Kilted gardener.
But yes, I would imagine they do. So, Christine's here from Italy. Hiya. Yes, so Monday night was interesting, wasn't it?
It was really good.
I just kept thinking that they looked like other people.
Yes, she did.
I did.
Not in her comments.
No, I was.
But you enjoyed it, I think.
Well, I didn't hate it.
Hey, listen, I'll take that.
I didn't hate it.
If I didn't take that,
we
I'd
have
accept it.
we have different we have different musical tastes.
And we have different concert experience tastes as well.
Yes, because you like a small,
I like to sit, I like to see the band, I like to be able to hear it, I like a good sound balance.
but you like to be inside.
I like to be inside.
Whereas I like to be in really massive open air, huge field type venues, and I like to get right down in front and shout my little head off and bounce up and down a lot and generally be like I was still a teenager and not rapidly approaching 60.
No, we didn't have a nice dinner out, we ate at home before we went.
Yeah, no, we don't eat out, do we?
Not really, no. Finding gluten-free, nut-free, capsicum-free,
caffeine-free, fun-free food is really
fun-free food's easy to find.
See you later, Spencer. Thanks for dropping in. So Evelyn's saying she didn't harden them off, but put a ring of plastic bottle over them during the first week. Yeah, that's still protecting them a bit. I think that would be fine. There we go. Steve is saying, "Hi, Steve. You back? Did you go?" I'm sure Steve did. Well, green fingers went. Well, he's obviously come back again now. He's done his planting, come back. Onions will withstand the elements, but it doesn't hurt to treat them with care around hardening them off. Danny's little barn farm. I just bought another 5 fruit trees. Brilliant. What did you buy? What sorts of fruits are they? Small garden escape saying proms at Castle Howard last year was amazing. That was outdoors, yeah. Chris saying probably makes dieting a bit easier.
Yeah. No,
it just makes eating a bit easier. The few times we did go out, because we went out to my sister's for a meal last Sunday evening, and she very carefully bought me a gluten-free pudding, which was lovely. And then after I got home, I realised I'd had lots of nuts and lots of really lovely gravy,
which had
gluten in it. So I knew about that.
That was like when you had a sandwich, wasn't it?
Yes.
A supposedly gluten-free ham sandwich. Whoops, labelled incorrectly.
Yeah, that was less than funny.
We have there's a fish and chip shop not too far away, a reasonable drive away from where we are. That once a month, and it's probably the day they change the oil mill or whatever, but once a month they have a gluten-free.
It is the day they change the oil.
Well, do they only use the rest of the oil once a month today? For a month. Anyway, so yeah, they change the oil once a month and they have a gluten-free day on that day. And the prices, I don't know if the prices are significantly higher. I just seem to remember fish and chips being cheaper than that when we went there. But it was so stodgy.
Yeah.
That was the thing, because we're not used to eating
fried food.
No.
And we don't eat fried food, and we don't eat batter and stodge and bread and all of those things anymore. So Small Garden Escape says, I knew nothing about hardening up anything, I just stuck it in the ground. Well, hopefully it's grown for you. Plants are incredibly resilient and will do their level best to grow. Dave's saying I planted my autumns in the onion, they're doing well. I just had to remove a few flowers. What did I say?
Autumn's in the onion.
Did I? I planted
We
my
always like to
autumn-
plant our autumns in the onion, don't we?
I'm sure everybody understood what I meant. So I planted my onions in the autumn too, and I was looking at it this morning thinking that I might go round to each one and cut one of the green leaves off each onion, and then chop them and freeze them so that in the middle of the spring next year, winter, spring, when I've run out of onions, there's still some green bits of onion in the freezer. I might even video doing that because that's a good thing to remind people to do. So, Yellow Labrador says has the added problem of also being allergic to wheat and oats. Yeah, you learnt a new thing about oats yesterday, didn't you? Mr. Jet went shopping and really kindly, I'm not being sarcastic now, properly kindly. I know I'm sarcastic about a lot of
Makes a
things.
change. Normally when she said really kind. Oh, here we go.
Very, very kindly.
Now
Bought
you're beginning
me
to sound sarcastic.
some jumbo rolled oats, some organic ones, which was absolutely exactly what I wanted. Unfortunately, they weren't gluten free, so I have a whole bag of them. Well, I can give them to my daughter, so they won't go to waste. But it was like, yeah, I can't use them. So, Chris saying, can you dry them like you do chives? You probably could. I also chop chives and put them in the freezer rather than drying them.
But you've got your dehydrator, so you
I
can
have
try
got my
that.
dehydrator. I don't. Okay, confession. I don't like the dehydrator. It doesn't dry stuff properly. Everything I have dried, in inverted commas, so far has gone mouldy while I've been keeping it, which would imply to me it doesn't dry it. And there are only so many days in a row that you can listen to that dehydrator going on before you start thinking, how much electricity is that using? So the beans I dried for 5 full days, 5 lots of 24 hours, are mouldy because they weren't dried out. So I'm less than impressed with it. So I'm going to carry on freezing. Not me, I'm freezing food. So.
Oh dear, I'm getting Sid James moments now.
So there we go. Chris is saying we will be 23 degrees C today with sun after 40 days and nights of rain. I think you'll be very, very grateful of that then. Time to sow. Hello. Sorry I didn't see you come in. So hello. So I burnt up 2 hydrators. I'm doing the other method of air drying now, which is just as good. Yeah, I don't know. Linda's saying she struggles with a dehydrator too. I think there is something very much about our weather conditions here. It is very humid.
Yeah, it's not.
Emily's saying my chicken got out and ate all the tops of my onions and broad beans. They're all growing back now. Do you think they'll be okay? Or could my onions bolt? I think they'll be fine. We've had ducks eat our onions. Yeah. Every time the ducks, that's part of the reason the ducks aren't allowed in the veg garden once the things get growing, because they are partial to onion tops, aren't they? So
Tony's off to barbecue.
I've got to pop off as I'm barbecuing in a moment. Have a good barbecue.
Hope it's not you being barbecued.
Yeah, have a good meal. So yeah, lots of discussion there. Do you know what? I think we have probably done our lot. My brain is fizzled now. So thank you so much for joining us today. Just a reminder that this is the last of my scheduled live chats until the autumn. I'll do a big fanfare about them coming back. I may do the occasional live chat if we're out and about somewhere and there's something I really want to share. I'll share it with you instantly.
Persisting down with rain and you're stuck indoors when you want to talk to someone.
Well, yes, I might do that too. But there will be fairly regular live chats over on Patreon with my patrons.
So you can always become a patron and join in with us.
And so, wherever you are in the world and whatever you've got planned for today, before I finish, I just need to say thank you so much to the moderators for your incredibly hard work and keeping this going. Thank you so much. And I'll be back with a video at some point